how does one manage each and every day to live like they have the relationship that they want, the life that they want, the love that they want, the children that they want, healthy, vibrant, joyous, everyday experiences? How does one live like this on a daily basis? This is the question that I woke up to this morning from a beautiful soul that I work with, and I couldn't be more excited to make this video because after the tremendous amount of years that I have spent studying, and not only psychology, biology, actual tangible scientific facts that take place within our nervous system, how our mind operates, but also the spiritual side of things. And I've gone to many workshops and read many books, done many meditation series, whether it's Deepak Chopra, I've seen Oprah Winfrey, Eckhart Tolle, I've gone to see regression therapist Dr. Byron Weiss, I've read numerous of books, I've gone back to school to become a professional counselor and life skills coach, and they all point back to the same thing on how to achieve and embody the presence of someone who already exists in life with the desires that you are still wanting to have, and perhaps even feel, can that even be possible for me? And the answer is yes, yes, it is. It is so possible. And the beautiful thing about that is, not only is it possible, but it depends only and solely on us now as adults. Maybe as children, we didn't have that choice because our beliefs about the world got absorbed through our primary caregivers and the world around us. But now as adults, we have full autonomy on how we get to choose our thoughts. So thank you for joining me for another amazing episode on Living Our Best Life with me, Anna Morfides, professional counselor and life skills coach, dedicating this channel to all of us beautiful souls to, essentially becoming what we were meant to come here to be, which is not in a state of suffering, but in a state of thriving and surviving, and knowing that every day we have choice to exercise and how we want to experience life. So I'm going to be looking at my notes because I had to write this down. So the question was, how do you live like, or how do I live like I already have it? The house, the partner, the healthy children, all of the things that one person would, or maybe you want to go travel, or maybe it's the possibilities of what you want to experience are endless. Why is it so important, though, to live like this beautiful soul, how they wrote, how do I live like I already have it all? Now we know that in order for us to manifest or create, co-create, whatever word you want to use, experience the life that you want and you feel a lack of right now, we now know that this universe, the world that we exist in, humans, like emotions, thoughts, everything is potential of energy. And energy is a driving force of our everyday experience or experiences that we have in our life. Where does that energy come from? It stems from the core beliefs that we acquired as children. And then the unconscious and conscious pattern that continues to produce our predominant vibrational field as a human being, that with the law of attraction or Newton's laws of energy, like attracts like, that just happens automatically day in and day out, just like gravity. We bring in circumstances and or situations. That's why everyone always says, who is in this therapeutic, spiritual world, counseling world, that waiting for evidence outside of us in order for us to start acting like we have the money, like we have that love, like we have that friendship, like we have the desired perhaps body or hair or whatever it is that you want to achieve. If you're waiting for the outside world to show you evidence, and then you finally feel, oh, now I can be this person, now I can act this way. This is not the way to co-create that reality. Because if you are in lack, right? So if every day, for example, this beautiful human that I work with, if every day they wake up and they operate from their old core beliefs, such as, I am trapped, life is hard, nothing is ever working out for me, they feel sad, hopeless, frustrated. From that point of emotional state of being, the only thing that we're going to be able to bring in is more experiences that will keep reflecting that emotional state of being, because that's just the way the laws of energy work. Like attracts like. So the only thing that we can change is our inside, right? We can change our inside vibrational field. And then as we elevate that, then we can bring in the experiences that will match, because reality will catch up to meet us. And this is why the power is always inside of us, because we can't always control what's going on there. But when we control what's going on here, then we can control what's going on out there. And this is why they always say, if you want to know your core beliefs, just take a look at your life right now and see how is it that you're predominantly feeling in it. And core beliefs are essentially thoughts. And a thought is a thought, and the thought can be changed. This is our superpower. And now we know from cognitive behavioral therapy that the culprit of the way that we feel, the emotions, which is the energy emotion, is our thoughts. And our thoughts, again, stem from our core beliefs. So thoughts will create our emotions, which is our energetic field of motion that acts like the point of attraction for experiences to come in, and our emotions drive our behaviors. So we are in full control of our thoughts now. So if you wake up every day and you have quote unquote negative thoughts, like life sucks, nothing's ever working out for me, why is this so hard, why I can never get what I want, why are my kids not listening to me, why can't anyone love me, why can I not sleep, or why, like, why is this happening to me? All these thoughts create negative emotions, and then those most likely will produce behaviors that are not going to be serving us in our everyday living life, to create more positive thoughts, to keep continuing to cultivate more positive emotions, so then our point of frequency can bring in more of this positivity. So the next question that this beautiful human asked is, because we were having this conversation and I was mentioning that the best way to live like you already have it is to imagine what that would feel like, and then become that emotion. So that will be your energetic point of frequency of attraction for more similar emotional circumstances, people, situations, right? That's just pure metaphysics, physics, laws of energy, chemistry. That's just how it is. And then the next question is, person said, I can imagine how I would feel. So fantastic. But how do you actually feel it when you are in a different environment that doesn't allow you to feel it? Repeating the question, I can imagine how I would feel. So positive, happy, joyful, hopeful, content. I would imagine that this is how they would feel. But their question is, how do you actually feel that way when you are in a different environment that doesn't allow you to feel it? So first concern right here for me is environment that doesn't allow you to feel it. We are in control of that now. And again, this goes back to the fact that all of therapists, counselors, motivational speakers, spiritual speakers talk about, if we wait for our outside environment to allow us to feel something, we're always just going to be waiting. That's like a losing battle, because then the power is there and it's not here. The power is here, as within, so without. So when we have that, and Maslow's hierarchy of needs is coming into my head right now. So when we have food, water, sleep, all the basic needs met, then we go into different emotional needs that we can meet. So make sure that you take care of yourself in those ways. And then let's go into like our thought patterns. So again, how do you actually feel that when you're in a different environment? This is where the power of your thought come in. Because you can't control your environment, but you can control your thoughts. And remember, cognitive behavioral therapy, thoughts produce emotions, which is the energy and motion of the point of attraction for your experiences to come in. So we don't depend on the environment depicting how we're going to think. We create our thoughts based on what we want to think and feel about ourselves, no matter what the outside environment is, knowing and trusting that once we do that, and we're predominantly in that frequency, then reality has no other option but to match us. That's just laws of life, energy, physics. That's just how it is. So how do you actually feel it when you're in a different environment that doesn't allow you to feel it? First of all, you change that and you say, I allow me to feel it, right? The environment shouldn't depict what you think and feel. You depict what you think and feel, and you dictate the environment, not the other way around, not the environment dictating you. You allow the environment to see you how you want to be. You allow the environment to mirror you, not the other way around. So, thoughts. So when you wake up in the morning, no matter what's happening outside of you, we have the power to say, thank you for this blessed day. Thank you for all the amazing news I'm going to receive today. I am so grateful that I get to wake up yet another day. I'm so grateful that my kids are going to be amazing angels today and they're going to listen to me. Thank you so much for all the beautiful experiences that I'm going to have in my life today, for all the new people that I'm going to meet at work, for all the challenges I'm going to overcome at work, for all the blessings that I'm going to see in my bank account. Thinking that you are this person that already has it. Thank you so much for the amazing friendship that I have with my partner. Thank you so much for that love that supports me and chooses me every single day. And of course, we also have to do that for ourselves, right? Because everything is a mirror. So you choose you cherish you take care of you. We don't wait for anyone else to do that. We do that. And then the outside environment will eventually match that. So how else would a person think and feel that they have a perfect home? They would feel like they want to dress nice. They would feel like they want to go out and enjoy their friends. They would feel like they want to joke around with their children. They would feel like they want to go dancing with their partner and do all these things. And even if your kids and or your partner or your work situation is not in that particular frequency yet, just know and trust the process that it will catch up to you. It will. Like, this is just science and it's proven. And also I've been a testament of that, because if I show you what my core beliefs were before, I am needy, I am not good enough, I'm bound to be abandoned, I'm unlovable, I'm unlikable, I'm unwanted, I'm unworthy, I'm not good enough to be loved by others, I'm bound to be rejected, I'm bound to be alone. The emotional load coming from those thoughts day in and day out that was coming out of me was bringing in more experiences where I kept feeling this way until I went back to school to become a counselor, and I read all those books that I switched out my core beliefs and worked on releasing the core beliefs, not only from my mind, but also from my body, my nervous system, using somatic therapies such as emotional freedom technique, EMDR, which is the eye movement desensitization technique. I've done narrative therapy. I've done it all. I've tried it all, and it works. The minute you shift your focus from what's going on your outside environment and let that depict how you feel, and you shift focus on what your thoughts are, and you think and feel like that person who has all those desires, then you can move into an energetic point of frequency where you are embodying the emotions of that individual. And then, because like attracts like, experiences are going to come in to match that new frequency of yours. And I was thinking before I was making this video that much like the plant, right? So say all these desires that you have are little seeds, right? And you just spread your seeds in your garden of life. And if you notice, the outside environment, when seeds are planted, the seed doesn't have to worry if it's going to bloom. It knows that if it has the right environment, which is it needs food, So nice soil, it needs water, it needs sun, it's going to grow no matter what. And then the earth just does its thing. It goes through the seasons, it gives it rain. It has animals dying, which produce, when they break down and they produce enriching properties for that flower, right? So the sun will come out. Sometimes it's hiding, but it will come out. So if the soil has the right properties, the flower doesn't have to worry about blooming. It just knows it will. So just the same with your desires. Think of them as little seeds. If you give them the right soil, then they will grow. And what is the right soil? It's definitely not feeling sad. It's definitely not feeling depressed. It's definitely not doing all those things. The soil that a person needs to, or sorry, not a person, but a seed of desire to flourish, it needs the right emotional state of being. So then that is what works in the law of attraction for experiences to come in. And then again, how do we control our emotions? With our thoughts. And the challenge, even for me, that I've done all this work is because the subconscious mind is 95% automatic and autonomic, and a lot of our conditioning is just so embedded so deeply within us. And a lot of the times, not only does it live in the mind, it also lives in the body. So you also have to address the body. Not have to. It serves as best to also address the stored trauma and information that lives in our body, thanks to the book by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, The Body Keeps the Score. But there are many somatic therapies. I'm actually going to attach my favorite somatic therapist that I have been lately using on Instagram. He's also on TikTok, and he actually also tailors. Like, I actually asked him to tailor a specific tapping thing for me to release stored trauma in my body. And actually the soul that I work with, they also did the same, and they responded. And yeah, he like gave us tailor made somatic therapy techniques to release the thoughts that are stored also in our body, the same the way that they are in our mind. Our mind, we can change them with affirmations. You affirm the complete opposite. Neuroplasticity, it takes about 21 to 60 days minimum to rewire our nervous system and our brain and create new neurosynapses and release neurotransmitters that are different, that produce better feeling molecules that will stimulate yourselves in a different way, and then just produce a different emotional state of being. So all that in conjunction works together for you to become a more magnetic point of frequency for more miracles and like magic that you want to experience in your life. So this is how you do it. I hope this video explained it in the best way that was coming to me with all my knowledge and divine guidance, I would say also, to help us all live our best lives. And remember, like I was just saying about the plant, it never has to worry, but it just needs the right soil, the right amount of water, the right amount of sun, and we can gift that to our seeds of desires by giving it the right amount of sleep, the right amount of thoughts, the right amount of positivity, the right amount of affirmations, the right amount of like somatic therapy. Like, think of your body as the soil for that seed, because essentially our body will become the soil for that seed, right? Because a thought is cultivated within us. So if we take care of this soil, then we can have full control over the seeds that sprout out of us. So what seed do you want to be? What seeds do you want to have sprouting out of you? It is in full of your control. You are your garden, and you get to water and sun and feed your garden with the thoughts and the emotions and the actions, and again, the thoughts that you want to have consciously. So this is where the work comes in to do the work. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here. If you liked anything about this video or podcast, I would appreciate any interaction, thumbs up, comments, questions, concerns, subscriptions, future ideas for any videos, I also really welcome and love those. And as always, with all my love and gratitude, I will see you next time.